started playing Zelda yet?
Yes, dude, I played all day yesterday.
Oh, is it?
It's awesome.
Is it?
Dude, it's so good.
Nice.
Like, I cannot stop playing. I played till 1 o'clock in the morning the last 2 days.
Oh, man.
It's going to screw my sleep for the entire week, and I don't even care.
Nice.
Like, it's so fun.
Nice. I started playing Elex. Did I tell you about that one?
You did?
It's like a sort of slightly janky, like open world third person RPG thing.
I like that stuff. Though.
It's fun, dude.
Yeah.
It's fun. Those games when they're like a little clunky, it's like charming, you know.
Right?
There's like a little charm to it. It's no Witcher 3. But it's
dude, that game was epic.
Oh,
though.
dude.
I loved
That's
that
a great game. Did you finish it?
Yeah. It
Same.
was so good.
So good.
That one, I also like Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
That was...
Are you going to play Cyberpunk?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, dude. Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
You got some video watching to do. So, the same studio, CD Projekt Red, that did Witcher, is making this first-person open-world RPG in a cyberpunk setting, because the name of the game is Cyberpunk 2077. And you're like... It's just like all the cool cyberpunk shit you could think of. And it's first-person, open world.
I'm all
looks
over
badass.
that.
It's one of those games where it looks like they're going for a play however you want kind of thing. Like you can sneak around or you can go in guns blazing. Like,
I like how we're polar opposites when it comes to that. And it's
yeah.
opposite way that you think it would be.
Oh, yeah. I know, dude.
You're just so big. You're like, I wish I could be stealthy like this. And I'm just this little guy. I'm like, I wish that I could just kick a door in and just mess everybody up.
My favorite thing with video games is like, I love when you can quick save or save at any time. And just, like, painstakingly... like sneaking. Like, dude, I don't know why that's fun for me.
400 saves of you getting around this corner and sneaking up on this guy.
Literally, yeah.
So that if you do die, you start literally right before.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Exactly.
It's good stuff.
Oh, man.
Should we get into it?
Shall we start things off?
Hit us with that intro.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Big Freakin' Health Coach Podcast. I'm Big Freakin' Neil. And I'm joined, of course, as always, every week, no exception, my business partner, my buddy, my brain twin. I feel like I screwed up that order. Health Coach Kane.
I don't think the order really matters.
I guess not. As long as
It's
I hit
trifecta.
Hit all the B's, then we're good.
Yeah. You get the 3 of them. And
Hit that criteria. What's going on, man? The big 3 B's.
I mean, things are good. It's sunny outside It's been pretty good. It's been in Seattle for the last couple weeks.
It's been very sunny. In fact, yesterday, when I got up super early to do my cardio, it was like all overcast and like a little drizzle here and there, but not actively raining. And this is going to piss some people off, but I was kind of loving it. I'm like, this is a nice break after a few 90-degree days.
Dude, I feel the same way, though.
And then by the end of the day, it was like 80 and completely clear.
This is nice.
Yeah.
I like a little rain once in a while because we had like almost 2 weeks straight of pretty much straight up sunshine.
Yeah.
And a couple 90-something degree days, which we never get out here.
No. Well, I also like I also like when the day is not just one weather. I like when it starts out cooler and overcast and then clears off. That's perfect.
I don't like it when it goes the other way.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with
after
that.
30 years of living here, I'll still like, oh, it's nice out.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to not bring a jacket.
Yeah.
Even though Seattle weather changes every 20, 25 minutes.
Yes.
Like,
true. I definitely, if weather variety is what I like, I definitely live in the right state for sure.
Yeah.
Right city.
Man. I compared Washington the other day to, if you've ever played Settlers of Catan. So it's this game where there's like little squares on the board of different resources and you can build a settlement in between them.
Okay.
And for you nerds who know what I'm talking about, this is so for you. This is like if you get a settlement that touches all the different resources, because we got mountains, we got ocean, we got lakes, we got like the other side of the state's practically a desert.
Yeah.
And like we have a little bit of everything and it's kind of sweet.
Yeah, it is, dude. I feel like people that live here a lot of the time complain about it. in terms of the weather and everything, but this is an awesome place to live.
Yeah.
Like, man, mountains everywhere. Like, it's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Big fan.
And the summers, I mean, are pretty damn solid nowadays.
They are. And they're not super crazy hot like you get other places.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot.
Dude,
what hot protein bar you got for me today?
Feeling a little bit peckish. I don't know about you.
Dude, always. Just when I'm awake.
I got you a Think! Protein Plus bar. 150 calories, 10 grams of protein, which is a little light, but only 150. So 5 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs. So this would be a pretty solid like pre-workout or post-workout. Get some carbs in you. Only 5 grams of sugar, and 5 grams of those carbs are also fiber. So 15 grams net carbs. All right.
Cool.
Looks decent.
It does. Yours today is the birthday cake flavored Quest bar because it's freaking delicious.
Yum.
24 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Total. 180 calories total, but it has 21 grams of protein in it.
Yes. Also,
it's ridiculous.
I know that the Quest bars are super high in fiber too.
Yes.
14 of those grams of fiber, so 10 net carbs.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited. This is a safe bet.
It is. I played it very safe for you today. This is kind of a small bar.
Oh, and yours is what? Peanut butter? What's your flavor?
Chunky chocolate peanut butter, which is solid.
Sounds good.
This tastes good. I like it. It's your classic like chocolate peanut butter protein bar taste. Not amazing, but it's a solid flavor.
Nice.
It's like a 3.5.
Nice. Dude, this is really good. It's weird. I'm not a super big fan of actual birthday cake. Like, especially like the type that this is based off of, like that white, like
The confetti cake.
Yeah.
No.
That's not like I would never opt for that as a dessert choice. But I really like birthday cake flavored things. Like the birthday cake Halo Top. So good. This is solid though. I'm gonna go 4.2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on.
That is excellent. Okay, buddy. We got another badass Q&A episode.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Questions have been extra on point lately. Solid mix of fitness things and ridiculous things, like what kind of dinosaur are we?
Which we were able to answer very quickly.
Very easily without much thought. Yeah.
Because I think we just think of ourselves that way.
I mean, I know that I do. Okay, let's dive right in.
Get it.
So the first question I want to answer I actually got via text.
Love that.
From a good friend of mine. He's asking, what is an effective plant-based protein to replace whey with? And he's also curious about meat-based protein. So basically, this guy's not vegan or vegetarian, but whey protein bothers his stomach. He has a tough time digesting it. So he's looking for a solid alternative, whether it be plant-based, meat-based, whatever.
Okay.
I definitely have some solid recommendations.
They're pretty straightforward. Your options are somewhat limited. I would say if you're going plant, or at least not dairy-based, and whey protein's a dairy derivative, so if you have a tough time with dairy or you're lactose intolerant or anything like that, whey protein is probably not the choice for you, but you have options.
Yeah.
I would say regardless of your sex, try to stay away from soy as a predominant protein source. Some is fine, but you really don't want it all come from one place. So when it comes to vegetarian or vegan or plant-based sources, I try to go with pea protein or a pea and rice protein combo.
Yeah. So I'm going to get really specific. So there's a company called Genuine Health that makes a plant-based protein that is a complete protein based on the combination that they have. That's the main thing with plant-based proteins in general, is you want to make sure that it's complete. And I can't remember, is pea complete on its own?
I think so.
I think you're right. I think it is. So pea's a safe bet. or a combination that makes a complete protein.
Define complete for everybody.
So that means it has all of your essential amino acids. That is the advantage of animal-based proteins, is they all naturally have those amino acids. Those are important for actually supporting lean muscle mass and getting the protein synthesis benefit. Incomplete proteins do not quite have that same effect. So they're less effective for building and maintaining muscle, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And that is another part of the reason that protein requirements are harder to meet when you are plant-based. Mm-hmm. But how about a collagen protein? Mm-hmm. For a non-plant-based, non-dairy-based alternative.
I'm going to get really specific here, too. So the latest line of supplements that I've been using personally, I use their stem-free pre-workout, and occasionally their heavy stem pre-workout, and what else? I think that's all I use right now. But the company called Axon's Ledge, which is Seth Feroci's supplement company, they have a product called Homemade, which is a meal replacement. I guess you could call it a quote-unquote weight gainer because it's higher calorie too. Another thing to note about this individual that asked me this question is he's specifically trying to put on weight, specifically trying to gain mass. So this is a perfect choice for him specifically. But it's a full meal replacement, so it's got carbs, fats, protein. High on the protein though. And the protein, I believe, comes from, I'm trying to think, it's animal-based protein. And I want to say it comes from beef and like chicken. I want to say it comes from beef and chicken, I'm pretty sure.
Beef collagen proteins are pretty common.
Yeah. I know there was another type in there that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on it. I'm not sure if it was chicken, but it is a combo of animal proteins. And then what I also like about it is the carbohydrates are coming from, I think, sweet potato powder and something else. So they're good quality carbs too. They're not just like a whole bunch of dextrose or maltodextrin like what you usually see in weight gainers. So yeah, that would be my first choice.
God, I kind of want to try that.
Yeah, me too.
That sounds great.
Me too. I've heard the flavor is really solid too.
Sweet.
So yeah, what are your thoughts just generally on collagen-based proteins versus like a plant or a whey?
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you find a lot more isolates that way depending on the blend that you get. So you have to really be looking into the amino acid profile, because just if you eat animal protein from an animal source, you're going to get your essential amino acids, but when they distill it, not all of them get all the amino acid profile depending on the process that they use.
Right.
So, and if you guys need a reminder, you can really easily Google essential amino acids and it will bring you the list.
Nice.
And you can double check that against what's on the supplement facts on the back of the thing.
Nice.
But yeah, that's kind of the same way I do any nutritional supplement. I also go to examine.com and make sure that what is on the supplement facts has been third-party tested and confirmed to be in the actual can of it.
I'm not familiar with that website.
Yeah, examine.com is pretty great. They do that for all supplements.
Cool.
They do third-party research and testing.
So basically, the website will tell you, you'll be able to search for a particular supplement, and it will tell you if it's third-party.
It will tell you what is actually in it, based off of a third-party examination.
Nice.
They also do, for those of you who are as nerdy as I am, there is a cultivated research weekly or monthly, I can't remember.
Okay.
I look at it once a month thing where if you pick the topics that you're interested in, they take the thousands of studies that come out and they pick the best, the peer-reviewed, the randomized, blah, 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 all the stuff that makes it the most legitimate study in each field, and they give you a handful of those for each thing that you're interested in, which is pretty dope.
Speaking of third-party testing, here's a tip for everybody. So I've been trying this time especially to actually go out and support some local businesses as opposed to just buying everything on Amazon like I would normally do. So I found a supplement store that I wasn't familiar with called Total Nutrition. There's one in Linwood. I'm not sure if there are any others in the state. There might be. But I go to the one in Linwood. And as a rule, everything that's in their store is third-party tested. They don't carry
awesome.
anything that's not. So, yeah, I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I'm not plugging them, but, well, I am plugging them, but I'm not getting paid for it. But if you want to sponsor me, go for it. So, yeah, definitely a solid choice as far as a supplement shop.
And the reason we're so big on third-party testing is, if you didn't know, the FDA does not regulate any nutritional supplements at all.
Yeah.
They will do cleanliness certification for facilities, but no one's checking to see that what's on the label is actually in the product. So these third-party tests are what kind of keeps those honest, and they will let you know which supplements actually have what they claim to have. Yeah,
the FDA pretty much regulates, like you said, the facilities that they're made in, but not what's in them.
And like food.
Yeah.
But that's why if you look at the back of a supplement, it has supplement facts, not nutrition facts.
Yes.
Those are different on purpose for legal reasons.
Yes, exactly. All right, so in the same vein, different person asked this question. Protein powder. This stuff sells for $40 to $60 a tub. Is it worth spending all that money?
$40 to $60 a tub is not that much for a quality protein powder.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not going to comment on anybody's budget because, frankly, I usually buy something in that price range as well. But it comes down to, are you getting enough protein? If you are not getting enough protein from your diet, then yes, spend the money on the protein supplement so you can get enough protein to support your lean mass and your activity and all that kind of stuff until you habitualize getting enough protein from your actual food.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you are not, if a protein supplement is the only way that you're going to hit your protein requirement for the day, then hell yeah, it's worth it. Absolutely. If you're already hitting your protein requirement for the day from food, then no, it's not worth it.
It's up to you. If you want to do it for convenience, that's great.
I was just going to say, the other factor would be convenience and time. Like if you work a really long, busy work day, you don't have time to sit down and eat a solid protein meal multiple times a day, then yeah, that'd be worth it too. That's the main reason why I eat it, or why I use it, because I could pretty easily get all of my protein requirements from food if I had the time to sit down and eat that much chicken. But a lot of times I don't, so I'll have at least one protein shake per day just to make up the difference. So yeah, and another point, the best way to gauge the price and value of really any supplement, I like to look at how many servings are in it and what is the dollar amount per serving. Because a $60 tub of protein is generally a big 5-pound tub, which is giving you a lot of servings, usually in the ballpark of 50 to 60 servings.
Yeah,
that's what I've seen. So I mean, that's $1 a serving. So when you think of it as like that's one of your meals for the day, you're only paying $1 for it. That's really not that big an investment.
Yeah.
And if you weren't paying for the protein supplement, you'd have to be paying for the food anyway. So yeah, think of it like that. It's really not that expensive.
And that's smart to think of it in terms of servings and not technically in terms of scoops.
Yes.
Because if let's say it has 60 servings and a serving is 1 scoop and you're going to do 2 scoops every day, it'll last you a month. But if that's how you're getting 40 grams of protein during the day that you wouldn't get otherwise, it's $2 for 40 grams of protein.
Yeah.
That's like a chicken breast and a half. So yeah, definitely do that.
Absolutely. Okay. Moving right along. This is another really solid follow-up to last week's. If you were a pet, what would you be? And if you were a dinosaur, what would you be? This week we've got, if you were a plant, what would you be? I'm not familiar with that many varieties of plants.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd be what's that one that eats things?
The Venus flytrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be.
That's what I was thinking. That'd be a good one.
Eat all the flies.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid one.
Pretty solid one, right? I mean,
I think there's other flowers that eat bugs and stuff too, in like the rainforest.
Probably.
I'd like to be a predatory plant.
Same.
I think that's the only plant that's a freaking carnivore. It's like, screw you, evolution.
Yeah.
I'll eat meat if I want to.
Exactly. That's really the only badass variety of plant there is. Like, you don't want to be a little like fern her.
I'm a sunflower. I'll look pretty for like 5 days and then I die on your counter.
Yeah. Ooh, poison ivy would be another good choice. just to mess people up.
We like mean plants.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to plant poison oak. All right? You will regret having seen me. Like,
don't touch me. Oh, solid.
Yeah, that's good.
Solid choices. We've answered this question before, but my answer is different now, so let's answer it again. What is your favorite gym music right now?
Silence.
That's right. You're not.
I'm not a music guy.
Big on the tunes.
Oh, yeah.
You are a music guy.
I mean, I am,
but not while lifting.
Lately, I've been working out at night after my last session, and the gym is 100% completely empty, and I will lock the door.
Nice.
And turn everything off.
Nice.
Like, it's just not the lights, obviously. Safety reasons.
Just in the dark, like, no music.
I just go by the clang of the plates. Figure out where things are, echolocate.
You doing okay, buddy?
It's just a really tough time right now.
Dark, empty gym by yourself. Single tear rolling down your cheek.
Just the one. We'll go with just the one. Yeah, no, I like it really quiet. And
but we talked about this before. For you, it's easier for you to focus because you are a musician, and if you're listening to music, it steals a lot of your focus.
Yeah,
a lot of your mental energy.
It's distracting.
So I've been listening to a lot of just straight up rap while working out. Let's see, what are some specific examples? So I'm one of those annoying people that hates the popular rap, like the mumble rap, all that stuff.
Yeah,
can't stand it. I think it's terrible. I'm a big like old school Eminem guy. I really like a guy called NF. He's a really solid one.
I will know nothing about what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm just you should be talking to my wife right now. You guys would have a lot to talk about.
Does she listen to rap?
Oh yeah,
nice.
Like
Chris Webby is another really solid one. Echo, EKOH. Yeah, a lot of just like Eminem style rappers, like fast and cool rhymes, and yeah, I'm into that.
Nice.
It is sometimes distracting just from because like if the lyrically it's really complex and the rhymes are really complex, it does take some of my focus, but usually I can.
You're on that bodybuilding grind.
Yeah,
now. Like,
usually I can zero into my set well enough that it doesn't bother me. Yeah. It doesn't slow me down. Okay, moving right along. What is your worst memory in the gym? I guess this could be either working out or as a trainer.
Yeah. Just being in the gym. So
or just being like in the gym.
You know that video that everyone's seen where that guy was on the leg press and like his leg crumpled up like a pop can?
Yeah.
We had like a mild version of that happen at Gold's before you started. There was a guy who literally walked in, loaded up the entire leg press with as many 45-pound plates as it would carry.
Like first set?
Yeah, like no warm-up. Got in there and then just unracked it and down it came. Dude. Like couldn't even hold it up with his legs fully extended at the top. He slammed the stops in there so it didn't come all the way down, but his leg hyperextended in the opposite direction at the knee for a second, and then it popped him out of the chair to the back.
Okay. Oh God.
And that was
so we're talking like torn hamstring maybe?
I have no idea. I didn't follow up. He wasn't a client or anything. He was just a gym member. Yeah. The only thing I do remember, it was years ago too, but I remember him going like, "Oh, I don't know, like I could do that 6 months ago," and I have no context for that. So everything else is just what happens in my own head. But I'm like, why the hell would you try that if you haven't done it in 6 months? And secondly, no, you probably couldn't.
Dude, I remember a similar incident at the same gym where some guy, I think our buddy Ty Center was the one who was spotting him and saw it happen. I didn't actually see it happen, but some guy apparently loaded up the bench press with 315, set one, didn't warm up or anything.
Not smart.
Ty, I think it was Ty or one of the other trainers was like, "Do you maybe want to do a couple warm up sets? Like, are you sure?" And he was like, "No, I got this. This is fine." He was not the type of guy that you would generally see open with 315, like visually. And it sounds like he completely tore his pec doing that and had to have it deadlifted off of him. Let's see. My worst memory in the gym. That's a tough one, man. I mean, probably all of the demoralizing times that I've failed a big lift are all tied for first place. Like, which is just part of it, especially being a power lifter.
You try and...
Yeah. If you're really pushing yourself, you're going to fail.
And that happens a lot, too, on the days when, like, I'm just too stubborn to listen to my body.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, today I'm supposed to do doubles at 93% or 95% or something like that.
Yeah.
I have the energy to do sets of 5 at best. And I'm like, screw it, put it on the bar. Yeah. Miss. Yeah. Like,
exactly.
It's like, all right, you should be smarter than this.
Then you get pissed, and that makes you dig your heels in more, and you want to keep trying, and then you just continue. It's a horrible cycle, because then you wear yourself out more. You're less likely to get it with every failed attempt.
And every time your form gets worse, your risk of injury takes a big
skyrockets. Like, your central nervous system is just blowing up. It's just crying.
You wake up the next day having missed like 6 different lifts.
Yeah.
And you hurt everywhere. And it's just the worst combination.
It really is. We're definitely not saying that's how you should train, because it's not how you should train. Learn from our mistakes and don't do it that way.
I have a 0 missed lifts policy with my clients now. Yeah. Like, everyone works from a training max. It's better for their long-term progression anyway.
Absolutely.
And like, their recovery is always better. It's worth holding back a tiny bit for the sake of building that habit and longevity.
Yeah.
That being said, I also don't have powerlifting clients, so we have no reason to be really pushing the envelope.
Oh, absolutely. Do you personally, when you work out, do you ever go to failure still?
Occasionally, but not really on like the heavy compounds. Yeah. I'll do it more on the higher volume accessory work.
Yes.
And I only do it the last set.
Yeah. I've definitely steered away from that on the big lifts too. The only thing that I'll really push the envelope on at this point in my training is my deadlift. But everything else, I'm staying at least a couple reps away from failure. Mm-hmm. And with the accessory stuff, usually if I'm doing some type of set extender, some drop set or something like that, then that last weight, I'll go until I can't go anymore. Mm-hmm. But at that point, it's like, 45 on each side, something like that. So not a big deal. Okay, what is your favorite memory in the gym? It's a more positive question.
I met my wife there.
Aww.
That was good times.
Nice, dude. I'm going to steal your answer because I met my wife there too.
And they say you can't meet people at the gym.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Idiots. Yeah, so your wife worked at the gym.
She worked at the gym. She started at the front desk. She became a trainer. I hit on her mercilessly at the front desk, which was not something that I really ever did out there. But made an exception.
Nice.
Paid off.
Nice. Big time. Heck yeah. Yeah, my wife didn't work there. She was a member, and when she's first meeting someone, she tends to be shy. So she had trouble approaching me at the gym, but she would then communicate with me like via text, or I think the first time she reached out was via Facebook Messenger. Mm-hmm. And then I, in person, would bother her during her workout until I broke her down and she got more comfortable, and then it was, as they say, the rest is history. Aww. Okay.
Also, that time I met Big Neil. That was a pretty good time, too.
That was a pretty good day. For sure. Dude, do you specifically remember
I don't.
Our first conversation?
I really don't.
I don't either.
I apologize, but like
I don't either.
The first memory I have is the two of us sitting at that training desk in those janky little stools, writing last minute workouts. And we were like mid-conversation. I don't remember what we were talking about, but we were just laughing like we'd known each other for a really long time. We were probably maybe a month into knowing each other.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's the first thing I remember in those hideous red training shirts.
Yes, the blocky, unflattering, unathletic red trainer shirts.
That didn't breathe at all.
Oh, yeah. That's horrible. Horrible. Okay, here's a really good, meaty question. Let's close with this one. Mm-hmm. What do I do when I feel like I've reached a plateau? A few strategies.
First, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You got to where you are by the program you're currently on. Just because it's not seeming to work in the timeline that you've probably randomly decided on in your head doesn't mean that it's not still moving you towards it. Like, progress isn't linear most of the time. So, depending on how long you've been lifting, you should hit a plateau at some point.
Yeah.
And you need to just fight through it a little bit.
Fight through it. I would say the first thing that I would look at before switching anything up training-wise, because you're right, it takes a long time on a program to actually see results. We've talked about this a lot, but...
Yeah, I think we've gotten almost the same question before, but if we're getting it again, we should answer it again.
Oh, yeah, very similar. So, training programs take a long time to work, and one of the most common pitfalls that beginners fall into is switching up programs as soon as they feel like they've hit a quote-unquote plateau, and they're just not giving it enough time to work. So what I would do is first look at your nutrition, because that's usually, if there is a problem, sometimes it's just time. Like you said, you just need to wait it out. But if there is a real problem, like if you have a specific body composition goal, for example, like you're trying to lose body fat, and you're stuck at a certain weight or body fat percentage for multiple weeks, several weeks.
Several. We're talking like minimum 4 weeks.
Yes. If you're really, really stuck there for like an entire month, then you want to look at your nutrition. So number one is calories. Are your calories where they need to be? How honest are you with yourself about your caloric intake? So it's very easy to underestimate if you're just sort of eyeballing stuff. We both generally recommend that you spend at least a week tracking what you're already eating so you can make adjustments from there. And the second thing would be protein. Are you hitting your minimum protein requirement for if you're losing body fat to maintain your lean body mass, or if you're trying to get bigger to actually synthesize new muscle tissue? Those are the two big things that I would look at. Carbs, fats are sort of interchangeable as long as they fit within that calorie range that you're shooting for. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, if there is a real life, several week long plateau, it's due to your nutrition, not your program. Because if your nutrition's perfect, even if your program kind of sucks, which hopefully it doesn't, but even if it did, you will still see results from the nutrition alone and just from moving and doing something in the gym. So
keep plugging. I mean, at the end of the day, your body acts as pretty much a homeostasis machine.
Yeah.
It wants to keep you where you are and alive for as little cost as possible. And anything you try to do, any adaptation you try to make, you have to earn it. Like, your body needs a reason to adapt to the stimulus that you're putting on it. If you want to get stronger, you have to test your strength frequently in your workouts, or your body's not going to bother building you denser or larger muscle fibers because that's calorically expensive. And that's calories that don't go to keeping your heart beating and your lungs pumping.
What we do in fitness from a evolutionary standpoint is very weird to what mankind has done for so many years.
Yeah.
Because our ancestors, their bodies just adapted to whatever they were doing just to stay alive and like find food. And we're going to the gym and we're doing these specific things to force our bodies to adapt in specific ways, which your body is not evolved to readily do that.
Yeah.
That's not something that you're naturally going to do.
It doesn't take a hint. You have to really force it into doing it. So that's why the longer your training history is, the longer you've been working out, the more difficult it is to get an appreciable difference in the adaptations that you make, because you keep throwing more and more stuff at your body. It keeps wanting to budge less and less.
Yeah.
It just takes more work.
Absolutely. Plateaus are not unusual. Like, that's so common to have a 4-week block where you just sort of feel like you're not making any progress. The good news is, if you stick with it and grind through that, generally you'll see a big jump in progress at the end of that little quote unquote plateau.
Yeah.
That's been my experience.
Yeah. It'll take a big step up.
Yes. So yeah, stick with the program. Don't switch things up after 2 weeks of feeling like you're not making progress.
Yeah.
And
especially if you're on like a bro split.
Yeah.
That's like 2 workouts per muscle group.
Yeah.
Why isn't it bigger? Because it doesn't think it needs to be.
Because you worked it out twice.
Yeah.
And then at the most, worst case scenario, take a look at your food, which you should have done already. But take another look at your food and make sure that everything's on point there.
Yeah.
So all right, man.
That's another great Q&A.
That was a really
some good
solid
questions in there.
Really solid Q&A.
All right.
We found out what type of plant we want it to be.
And they're all violent.
And they're all super aggressive and mean.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Seems just like us.
That's us to a T.
Anyway, if you guys want to know anything else, like what kind of cloud we see ourselves as or something along those lines, please.
Big freaking cloud.
Big freaking cloud. Big freaking rain cloud. Just keep sending questions. We love your questions. They're so good. And like, share, send a comment or a review. Let us know how we're doing on this podcast. If there's anything else that we could provide for you. We do want this to be as useful as possible, even and especially on the Q&As.
Yes.
So we will see you next time. I am Health Coach Kane. That's Big Freakin' Neil. And we can't wait to talk to you again.
Can't wait.